imagine you're holding coffee.
This is outrageous. Where are the armed men who come in to take the protesters away? Where are they?
Marxism, fascism, socialism, communism, Maoism, Leninism. Marxist, fascist, socialist, communist, Maoist, Leninist. Those are the words I want to look at.
This kind of behavior is never tolerated in Baracua. You shout like that, they put you in jail right away. No trial, no nothing. Journalists, we have a special jail for journalists.
I looked at the definitions of those things. I've seen people explain those things, and I've even looked at examples of those things happening. And when I take a step back and look at them all, the differences in those words are like the differences in covetous, envious, jealousy, or hater. Or in other words, the differences in those words are little to nothing. So little that they all might as well be the same thing, or there might as well be only one word for all of them.
You're stealing, right to jail. You're playing music too loud, right to jail, right away. You're driving too fast, jail. Slow, jail.
Marxism, fascism, socialism, communism, Maoism, Leninism. Those systems or those mindsets, I've seen the definitions. I've seen people explain the differences. And to me, it sounds like people who say drugs and alcohol, as if alcohol is not a drug. Or a person's drug of choice has never been alcohol or couldn't be alcohol. Trying to make a distinction in those two, to me, is pointless. And let me throw in Stalinism in there too, because those words, they appear to be person associated with a figure like Mao, Marx, or a name like Lenin. And those systems sounds like the name of it is dependent on where you live at on the globe, but it's all the same. Like here, we call it Congress. Somewhere else, they call their Congress Parliament.
You're charging too high prices for sweaters, glasses. You right to jail.
And all of these words or descriptions of the system of government have things in common, like disaster. They all ended in tragedy. So tragic that we reference them all to this day. Like with Mao Zedong, his reign ended with 10 million people dead, they say. They say 10 million. Lenin responsible for the death of millions. Socialist Idi Amin responsible for a few 100,000 deaths. They all ended in tragedy. Ho Chi Minh killed a few 100,000. All of them ended horribly because the people who adhere to those words are insane. Matter of fact, being insane is the only thing that would have one believe in those words in the first place.
You undercook fish, believe it or not, jail. You overcook chicken, also jail. Undercook, overcook. You make an appointment with the dentist and you don't show up, believe it or not, jail, right away. We have the best patients in the world because of jail.
Marxism, fascism, socialism, communism, Maoism, Leninism. Another thing that all those words have in common is that they always end up in capitalism for the few. The 1%. The few, the ones at the top of the pyramid, are Bernie's favorite description for them.
When you have three people owning more wealth than the bottom half of American society, when these people have enormous influence over the media, when they spend huge amounts of money in both political parties to elect candidates, what Biden said last night is we're moving toward an oligarchy. I'm asking you that question. Do you think, forget how they made their money, do you think that when so few people have so much wealth and so much economic and political power, that that is an oligarchic form of society?
Well,
The few. And the lobbyists who champion this idea that these systems will work better for society instead of capitalism being the system of government, it's likely that they don't understand that it always ends up in capitalism, but for the few. And even fewer this time. This time meaning the era we've been in since 2017, 2019. And what era is that? A fourth industrial revolution. The mechanization of the world was the last industrial revolution. This one will be the digitization of everything. And if the few ever gets this up and running, We won't be able to rebel our way out of it like people have been able to do in the past. But even fewer this time. What we've been seeing since 2017, 2019 is a 1% being reduced to a 0.5%. Even fewer oligarchs. And it'll all end in capitalism. Just like with Mao and the others. And in the description box will be a short film called Dinner for the Few. It's a short film about 10 minutes long. Go see it because that's what these progressives, Marxists are into these days. That's what they're asking for, whether they know it or not. That'll be the end result. Dinner for the few. Just like it's always been. Just like it's always ended up with the few holding the bag.